Alright, so we're going to move on to the motor. I think I'll try to get you guys a little bit closer on the motor there. Drop that down. Get the key out of the way so I don't break that off. That end bolt. And let's see here. Probably can get by with a short extension. This bolt's got the engine ground on it. Keep that all together. Alright, so let's see what we got on the lower here. Looks like one long bolt there. Might be spinning. Nope. That was loose. Alright. Alright. And I think we're pretty close to dropping it. So, put some padding under it here. And hopefully I can work it out. Rock the motor on the ground here. And the bike wants to tip over on me. Still trying to tip over on me. One of you guys hold the bike for me. And there we go. Motor is out. This underneath here. Alright, motor's out. I think I'll just set it off to the side here. Lift with your legs, not with your back. Alright, so that's that. See how we're doing on time. Woo! Very unstable. How are we doing on time, you guys? Oh, we're only 5 minutes in, okay. Motor was heavy. Let's see here. Got a clip there. Feels like we got a clip right here. That's the main wiring harness. Clip here for the ignition. That one is fighting me. Here's the horn. And horn. Alright. And this is the coil. And there's the ignition. Alright, so looks like there's the starter solenoid, which I don't know why it's on this bike other than to say that this is a 69. So again, my understanding on these bikes is that the factory basically converted them, excuse me, not the factory, the dealership actually converted them from CBs to CLs. And the factory would ship them the parts. Let's see what we got here. That's 14. The factory would ship them the parts and to the dealership, and if somebody ordered a CL, the dealer would basically take a CB off the floor and change the parts over to CL parts from CB, because they apparently had a overabundance of CB motorcycles in that year. I think it was 68 and 69, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I know for sure the 69. But anyway, that was basically what they did to make a CL. And they would, you know, you see CLs in kind of different configurations, or maybe the dealer ran out of a couple parts and they just ran with the CB parts. So I think this one, because it has the starter button and all that it was a CB with a starter motor on it, but then it got converted and they just left the solenoid on, which I don't believe would have been there. And in this case, I think this controller is an aftermarket controller, or a controller for another bike, because it's got high-low, and this is also the high-low. So anyway, I got the proper one for this bike. I'm going to remove that and basically convert it to the full CL. So that's that. All right. Again, this bike wants to tip over on me. I'm going to spread that open a little bit because the brake cable will not come out. So, large screwdriver. Not the proper use for the tool, but I think we're okay. Not a lot of force being applied to that. Rear brake cable, it's smooth, but the casing's cracked, it's ugly. So we'll get a new one of these. See how we're doing on time. Yeah, we're 10 minutes in. Alright, So just continue on for another 5 or 10 minutes. Again, I'm trying to make these videos short because I don't have any video editing software, so what you see is what you get here. Let's see. I think we got some tins for the coil. And what do we got on the condenser? Yeah, that looks like a 10 as well. Let me get a 10 here. Probably should have gotten a 10 wrench as well. There's the 10 wrench, just in case I need it on the other side, which I probably will. So I think I will deal with the condenser first. And I've got good pictures of everything, so I'll know how to put it all back together. And these bikes aren't that tough anyway to put back together. I mean, they're pretty basic, so even if I didn't have pictures and what have you, it still isn't that hard to figure out. Bike never came with turn signals on the CLs. No provision for it. Is the coil, condenser, and everything all in one chunk. Alright. Get the nuts back on here real quick. So don't lose any of it. And the condenser is just a standard 10, so we'll leave it like that. Alright, let's see, where are we at? Yeah, let me back up a little bit so you guys can see more. Alright, so about 3 or 4 more minutes. I think the last thing I'm going to do after I strip the frame is to pull the forks off. So I think I'll work on the rear swing arms and that stuff here. What do we need on the center stand? So I think we can pull everything off but the center stand at this point. Alright. And I still have the starter solenoid on it. Although now I'm looking at it, I can see it was missing a bolt. This is for the battery box. I should put that on that, so I don't lose it. Let's see, where are you? There you go. Sorry about that. Just don't want to lose a part here, that's all. Alright, so that's the battery box bolt. I think I'll paint that up because that is probably not the right color for it. Got a 10 here, so I should be able to take off the starter solenoid. And it came with this big positive cable, but since there's no starter on the bike, it doesn't need to carry that kind of amperage to the starter. So realistically, this big positive cable does not need to be on the bike. And also there's no cable leading from the solenoid to where the starter would be. So this is really the big key that this was a CB. But, could be wrong. Could have always been a CL, could have even been factory. I'm not sure when that change happened. But anyway, that is that. A little bit of welding slag here. Might clean that off. And I'm just kind of looking at the condition of the frame as I've pulled parts off here. I think I could pull off the brake cable clamp, which has a rubber piece on it. And it does not want to do that. That's probably tacked on there, but we'll see here in a second. Might end up having to cut this bolt off because it looks pretty rounded. Nope, nope, it's coming off. I don't know, I've said it before on this bike. Most of the parts on this bike were kind of barely hand tight even when I got it. When I got it, it basically didn't have a motor on it, but you know, it had most of the tins on it and stuff like that. It looked okay. And it was, well, borderline economical to restore, I don't know. I think you have to really want the bike or, you know, have a reason for it, because getting the value out of a restoration on really pretty much almost any vehicle is tough to do. Because yes, you know, you have to ask for a pretty high price. I think you never get labor out of it, that's for sure. Parts maybe. All right. Yep, let me check where we at on time. And yeah, I'll cut it there and then I'll start again.